The clipboard lands on the counter in front of you. It's a Tuesday afternoon. Your mother is sitting in a wheelchair 10 feet away, and the admissions coordinator is smiling and pointing at the signature line. "Just sign here as the responsible party," she says. "It's standard." You pick up the pen. You don't read the paragraph above the line. Nobody does. The coordinator has done this 100 times. You've never done it. And in about 30 seconds, you're going to make the same mistake that families across this country make every single day. Not because they're careless, but because nobody told them what that one word actually means. Responsible party. 2 words. And if the form is written a certain way, which it is in more facilities than you'd think, signing your name under them doesn't just mean you're the contact person. It means you're the guarantor. Her bill becomes your bill. Her debt becomes your debt. Before I show you exactly what to look for and what to do instead, I want you to understand something. The law is actually on your side here, federal law. The nursing home is not supposed to be able to make you personally liable as a condition of her admission. But there's a gap between what the law says and what that form says. And that gap is exactly where families get trapped. Stay with me. Here's a number you need to have in your head before we go any further. The average cost of a private room in a nursing home in the United States right now is around $9,400 a month. That's over $112,000 a year. Most families don't have that sitting in a savings account. Most families are counting on Medicaid to cover the cost once mom or dad qualifies. But Medicaid takes time. Applications take weeks, sometimes months. There are documentation requirements, asset reviews, look-back periods we'll get to in a future video. And in that window, the bills keep coming. Now imagine you've signed an admission agreement as responsible party, your personal name, your personal signature, and Medicaid is taking longer than expected. Or the application is denied on a technicality, or someone made an error in the paperwork. In a number of states, nursing homes and their collection attorneys have used that signature line to come after the adult child directly. Not the resident, not the estate, you. We're not talking about a $200 copay dispute. We're talking about collection lawsuits, liens, judgments. Families who walked into an admissions office trying to do the right thing for a parent and walked out having unknowingly guaranteed a debt that could reach 6 figures. This is not a scare tactic. There is a decades-old pattern of nursing homes using admission agreements to obtain exactly this result, and it is well documented in elder law. The American Journal of Law and Medicine called it an alarming trend in a published study. The National Consumer Law Center has flagged it. Elder law attorneys see it regularly, and it starts with one paragraph on one form, the one you're about to sign. Let me walk you through exactly how this works. Federal law, specifically 42 CFR Section 483.15, prohibits nursing homes from requiring a third-party guarantee of payment as a condition of a resident's admission. That means the facility cannot legally force you to be personally on the hook for the bills just because you're the one handling the paperwork. That protection exists. It's real. But here's where the gap opens. The law allows the facility to ask you, as the person handling the resident's affairs, to sign an agreement to pay the nursing home from the resident's own income or resources. That's different. You're agreeing to use her money to pay her bill. That's legitimate, that's appropriate, and it doesn't make you personally liable. The problem is the language some facilities use makes it very hard to tell the difference. A responsible party clause in an admission agreement can be written 2 ways. Version 1, you agree to help manage the resident's funds and apply for Medicaid on their behalf using their resources. You are acting as her agent. her liability stays hers. Version 2, the same sentence with an added clause that makes you personally liable if you fail to do those things. If the Medicaid application is late, if it's denied, if there's a gap in payment for any reason. That added clause is the trap. Some agreements contain language that holds you personally liable for failing to apply for Medicaid in a timely and complete manner. Others hold you liable if you let someone else spend the resident's funds that should have gone to the nursing home. Others simply ask you to guarantee payment without spelling out the consequences, but courts in some states have found that guarantee enforceable. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services has issued guidance specifically naming these clause patterns as illegal. The National Consumer Law Center has published analysis calling them violations of federal law, and they're still in use. Because the guidance doesn't automatically void the clause, because many families don't know to look for it, and because signing it, even unknowingly, can still create a contract that a collection attorney will argue is enforceable. You don't have to take that risk, and you don't have to fight about it at the desk. I want to tell you about a family I'll call the Garcias. Dan Garcia is in his late 40s. His mother, Rosa, is 78. Sharp mind, but her body is giving out, and after a fall last winter, her doctor made clear that she needs skilled nursing care. Dan found a good facility. He visited. He liked the staff. He was relieved to have found a place. At admission, the coordinator walked him through a stack of paperwork: consent forms, HIPAA authorization, Medicare and Medicaid disclosures, and the admission agreement, 12 pages, single-spaced. She pointed to 2 signature lines. Resident signature on one, responsible party on the other. "Just sign here," she said. Dan signed. 6 months later, Rose's Medicaid application hits a snag. A bank statement from 4 years ago is missing. The application goes into a review process. During that window, 2 months of nursing home bills go unpaid, around $18,000. The facility sends a demand letter, not to Rose's estate, to Dan, personally. The letter cites his signature as responsible party and the clause in the agreement that held him liable for ensuring timely Medicaid coverage. Dan calls an elder law attorney. The attorney reviews the agreement and tells him the clause may be challengeable under federal law, but that challenging it will require time, legal fees, and no certainty of outcome. And in the meantime, the facility has already reported the debt to a collection agency. Dan eventually resolves it. It takes 8 months and more in legal fees than he wants to say out loud. Rose's Medicaid is approved retroactively, and the underlying debt is covered. But the process aged him. He told the attorney afterward, "Nobody told me I could ask them to change that line. I didn't know I had a choice." He did. You do too. Here is what Dan didn't know that you now know. First, read the responsible party section before you sign anything. Not the whole agreement in the parking lot, just that section. Ask the coordinator where it is. It will typically be 1 to 3 paragraphs, and the signature line will be labeled responsible party, guarantor, or sometimes just representative. Second, look for any language that mentions your personal liability. Phrases to flag: personally liable, personal guarantee, liable for breach, responsible for any amounts not paid, or anything that references your failure to complete a task, like filing a Medicaid application, as a basis for liability against you personally. That's the trap language. Federal law says they can't make you personally liable. Language like this is doing exactly that. Third, you have the right to ask them to strike that language or modify it. You are not the first person to make this request. Elder law attorneys do it routinely. You can say, "I'm happy to sign as my mother's authorized representative, but I won't be signing anything that creates personal financial liability for me. Can we revise this section?" Some facilities will revise it on the spot. Some will need to escalate. Some may push back. If a facility tells you that you must sign the personal guarantee clause as a condition of admission, that is a potential violation of federal law, and you should document that conversation. Fourth, how you sign matters, even if the language isn't revised. If you must sign it this way. Write the resident's name first, then write your name followed by as authorized representative or as agent under POA. Do not sign only your own name under the responsible party line in your personal capacity. That distinction, agent versus personal guarantor, is what elder law attorneys point to when the clause later gets challenged. Fifth, if you have any concern about the agreement you've already signed, get a copy and take it to an elder law attorney before there's a problem. 1 hour of their time now costs far less than the dispute it prevents. The facility needs a person to sign that paperwork. You can be that person. You just don't have to be that person's personal bank account. A few important things to add before I let you go. Laws and enforcement vary by state. Some states have stronger elder law protections that go beyond the federal floor. Others have thinner enforcement. Whether a specific clause in a specific agreement is ultimately enforceable will depend on your state, your facility, and a judge's reading of your contract, which is exactly why an elder law attorney in your state is worth the consultation, especially if you see language that concerns you. This also applies to assisted living facilities, not just skilled nursing homes. The federal regulation specifically covers Medicare and Medicaid certified nursing facilities, but some states have extended similar protections to assisted living. And even where they haven't, the principle of signing as a representative rather than a personal guarantor is still sound legal practice. And if you've already signed something and you're worried about it, don't panic, but don't wait. Get a copy of the full admission agreement. Find out what it actually says. An elder law attorney can tell you in one conversation whether you have exposure and what your options are. Laws differ by state. 1 hour with an elder law attorney costs less than 1 month of nursing home bills. You went into that admissions office to take care of your mother. That was the right thing to do. You signed what they put in front of you because you were focused on her, not on protecting yourself. That's not a mistake. That's being a good kid. But now you know what to look for, and knowing is the whole game. Here's your one thing to do today. Not tomorrow, not when it comes up, tonight. If your parent is already in a facility, or likely to need one in the next year, get a copy of the admission agreement, or request one if you don't have it. Find the responsible party section. Just read it. You'll know within 2 minutes whether it has the language to worry about. And if it does, you'll know to call an attorney. That's it. One document, 10 minutes, tonight. Your parents handled everything for you once. If this video helped you get ready to return the favor, hit like. It's the only way this reaches the next family who needs it before they're sitting at that desk. And hit subscribe. I put one of these out twice a week, and I'd rather you have the neck shield before you need it than after. I'll see you in the next one.